They do, however, have an anesthetic, so if you play with the red seeds with your hands, it'll cause a numbing feeling. Now, in the Philippines, they would actually suck on the red seeds just to get rid of their toothache. But here on property, we use them more for decoration. Beautiful palms. Now, as you look over to the right, you're going to see our pineapple plant. And to get your pineapple plant started, what you would do is simply take home your pineapple, twist off the crown, let the crown dry out for just 2 days, and then plant them right into the ground. So those are actually old pineapple crowns that have grown. It takes 14 months for your first pineapple to grow. It's going to grow directly in the center of your plant. It'll be your only normal size pineapple. 18 months later, you're going to have about 4 to 6 other pineapples, but they're not going to grow in the center like the first ones. They're going to grow from the sides of the plant, and they won't be any bigger than the size of your fist. We call them sugar babies. They're known to be much sweeter. Now, the difference between your first normal size pineapple and your sugar babies, the sugar babies are the ones that you'll find in the cans labeled as diced, and your first normal size pineapple will be the ones you buy whole in the grocery stores. So it takes roughly between 2 to 3 years for all of your pineapples to produce. Now, shortly up ahead, coming up to our right in just a little bit, we're going to be passing a tall fern-like tree. It's about the height of the tram. Now, this fern tree coming up to the right is called the Hapu Fur. Now, to identify the Hapu Fur, you're going to look for those long, brown, skinny stems and those green, leafy petals. And on the base of that tree, it produces a golden brown fiber called pulu. In the 1800s, Hawaiians would use that fiber of pulu as a natural gauze if they ever got wounded. They also would use that fiber of pulu to stuffing their pillows and mattresses. So that fiber of pulu, it has a texture like cotton. It's very, very soft. Now over to the right, we're going to pass a tall brown tower. And that tall brown tower belongs to the Maui Zipline. They have 5 towers on property with 5 lines, and they range from 300 to 1,000 feet. The last line takes you over our tropical lagoon. They are a family-friendly zip line. They take kids as young as 5 years old, as long as they weigh 45 pounds. And their tallest tower is about 50 feet high, and that's on the left side here. It is a good starter zip line if you are afraid of heights, because we do have a second zip line that goes up into the mountains. Now over to the right, you're going to see this plant called the tea leaf, and it's not to be confused with the tea that we drink. It's spelled T-I. The brown dry leaves that you see scattered all over the grounds, Hawaiians would use those leaves, and weaving them together, they'd make their slippers and their flip-flops for walking over those dry, sharp lava rocks. The red leaves, Hawaiians would squeeze them for their dye, and they would dye their kapa, which was their clothing. But only the ali'is could wear red. Ali'i marked the sign of royalty. Now the green tea leaves, they're more commonly seen. You'll notice them on the hula girls. Those are their hula skirts. So imagine flipping them upside down and shredding them. It's what gave them their grassy image. And it takes between 80 to 100 tea leaves to make a well-rounded hula skirt. Now next to our tea leaves, coming up to the right shortly, we're going to pass a plant called the Heleconia. And there are over 200 varieties of Heleconia, 22 in the state of Hawaii. And here on property, we grow 3 types of them. We have the lobster claw, the fake bird of paradise, and more common, the real bird of paradise. They come in many shapes and sizes, as well as different colors, and they do not hold a fragrance. Coming up to the left, you're going to see some of our red ginger plants. Now, it's not the type of ginger that we cook or eat with. They're used more for ornamental purposes. They don't have any fragrance to them, but if you do go up to that red flower, give it a nice squeeze, it'll leave a sweet and sour smell in your hand. It kind of smells like the Fruit Loop cereal. Now over to the right hand side, you're going to see these two fruit trees that are side by side. The tree with the smaller leaves is a star fruit tree. Now you can eat a star fruit just like an apple, skin and all. Does have a more watery texture like a grape. And star fruit trees, they produce up to 400 pounds of fruit a year. Now many benefits to eating that star fruit. Eating star fruit helps cures with headaches, ringworm, chicken pox, and hangovers. Now the tree next to that is a jackfruit tree. And if you look closely at the base of the tree, going towards the top, you're going to see some of the jackfruits that are growing. They are the largest tree fruit in the world. They grow up to 3 feet, weighing at 80 pounds. The largest jackfruit on record is 4 feet long, weighing at 120 pounds. Now you folks are familiar with the famous gum Juicy Fruit, right? So Juicy Fruit's gum, its flavor was actually inspired by a jackfruit. If you were to eat a plain jackfruit, it is a cross between a mango, a pineapple, and a banana. So kind of like a little fruit salad. But you won't find them in the grocery stores here. You'll find them more at produce stands, farmers markets, and oriental markets. They do all the hard labor on opening them up for you. Now over to the left-hand side, you're going to see that little stage there where I'll be coming to a stop. And I'm going to be performing a little coconut husking demonstration. So if you folks would like to see and hear the demonstration up close, you're more than welcome to gather around the front of the stage there. I just ask that you please watch your head and your footing as you exit out the tram. Mahalo.